first immersive reading and writing customizable lesson. In Curipod, we have a lot of them, and I will make sure I'll attach a link to a collection where you can find a lot of them. They're typically quick write activities. So what we try to do with them is to create an immersive context where the students get really motivated to write. So the first one I wanted to show you is the Monsters and Magic one. So when you click on it, you open here and you can start customizing it. Before I customize it, I can also read a bit more about it. So this is a part of the Curipod Quick Writes. It uses it is aligned with both the TEKS and Common Core. Also, the feedback rubric is aligned with TEKS and Common Core. I can learn about the learning objective here. It takes around 20 minutes. Students will get feedback aligned with the Curipod Argumentative Quick Write rubric. And here I can also see the standards it covers. So with this one, I can select a grade level and also a monster type for the students to fight. So I will select Dragon and click Customize Now. Now it has built my lesson, so I can still read about it. I can also scroll through the slides before I open it if I want. I can also go directly to present. In this case, I will click Edit because I want to look through it together with you. So when you click Edit, we come into the Curipod Lesson Designer, and in here we can edit it as much as we want. We can change the text if we want. We can edit the slides, do whatever you usually can in the slide tool. So we'll see that the first 1 to 5 slides here, they have this teacher slide mark. So they're information. So it starts with a lesson overview, and then we get the TEKS standards it covers, and the Common Core standards it covers, and the Argumentative Quick Write rubric, which we see it's aligned both to TEKS and Common Core. It's a simplified rubric adjusted to support the Quick Write format. Fantastic. So let's take a look at the lesson before we start it. So we see that the lesson, it starts with a story. Since we chose the dragon, this is stories about the dragon. And this is the point of the immersive reading and writing experiences, right? We help you create an immersive setting. And it tells a story, and then we meet the dragon. And again, here we use AI to create this stunning imagery to, again, help make this story a lot more immersive. And we get the text where the students can read about the strengths and weaknesses of the dragon. And then they get another text where they can read about the spells they know. And then we get introduced to the rubric, which we'll use giving feedback. And then the activity there is write an argumentative passage about which spell you will use to defeat the monster. So this is the flow of the lesson. And I would like to show it together with you. So when I'll go, so this is what you do in the classroom. I'll go back and show this one more time. You want to use a lesson, so click present. And now we need some students to join. So if you click on this here, click here to let your students join. You open the join lobby, and they can join from scanning this QR code, or they can join by going to curi.live and enter this PIN as you typically can in Kahoot, or you can just copy this link and send it to them. So now I opened another tab, and what will happen now is that in this tab, I will be a student, and in this tab, I will be the teacher. So notice that every student gets a random nickname. That's all every other student sees, but you as a teacher can see their real name. So here I am the student, here I am the teacher, and we're ready to get started. So we'll go through the story, and here you can have the students read it. You can have one student read it loud. You can read it loud for the student. There's a narrator, and this is up to you. Go through the story, part about the strength and weakness, the spells you know. The rubric, this is where you might pause and take some time just showing them this rubric. And then we come to the activity. And to start the Curipod activity, I'll click play. Later on, just so you know, later on in this course, I will show you more about how you can freeze an activity or how you can use our moderation tool to moderate students while they're writing. But for now, I've started it, and I'll move over to the student view here. So you'll notice that in the student view, I have a focus tab. This is where I only see my writing space. I can also click here on slides, and here I get a writing space, but I also get access to the teacher slides. The student can never, so the teacher is now at slide 13, so the student cannot move past slide 13, but they can move backward. And here I can read. So I can spend some time reading here. And I read that the dragon can be destructed by shiny objects, giving you a chance to attack, vulnerable to water-based attacks. I can start reading about the spells I know. So I see Aqua Blast here, Shimmering Lure. Okay, maybe I have something I can start writing with. So I will use Shimmering Lure to distract the dragon. This will work because it's easily distracted by shiny objects. Then I will use Aqua Blast. So notice how these quick writes and immersive reading and writing experiences, they use the immersive experience to have the students practice here both inferring from text and argumentative writing. So I had to read the text about the dragon and understand its weaknesses, read about the spells and understand their functions, and then I have to argue for how I will defeat it. In this case, I essentially did not complete the argument of why Aqua Blast will work, but let's submit it and move over to the teacher screen. And here I can stop the activity and I can press give feedback. And now the AI in CuraPod will read all your students' answers and it will give them feedback based on the rubric you used. So here we can click on this student and see the feedback they have gotten. So we try to make it immersive here. So, young warrior, you think you can distract me with a shiny object and douse my flames? Let's see if your plans hold up. And then it gives me feedback here on the thesis and claim, my evidence and support. And here it's caught, but I did not mention its vulnerability to water-based attack. So it understood that, like, I told it I would use Aqua Blast, but I didn't tell it why it would work. So it helps the students try to see where their kind of logic is flawed. It gives me on my reasoning and language, correct some mistakes there, and then it gives me a total score, and it was not enough to defeat the monster, so I'm eaten, and this is how it moves on. And we see these quick writes. We can actually, before I go into that, we can take a look at it from the student perspective. So the student will also then get the feedback here. They will be able to copy out the feedback if they want. So the whole idea here is to create these extremely immersive experiences. So what we see now, students want to do it over and over again because they really want to be able to defeat the monster. And this emphasizes their learning of thesis claim, evidence and support, reasoning, language. If we move over to the teacher page again and scroll over, the next activity here would then be a poll where we see how we do the class, and the goal is to improve how the class does over and over again. So I'll exit this here, and I hope you enjoyed this first quick write immersive reading and writing experience. We have a lot more. I will show you some variety through the course. Good luck testing it out.